这一波只剩下一个开了金身的血鬼跑不掉了，武杀是让给了他。
现场的召唤师们，让我感受一下你们的热情好吗？感谢徐博远，欢迎来到2018英雄联盟洲际系列赛亚洲对抗赛的总决赛现场。大家好，我是任动。通过了昨天的半决赛，最终 LCK 赛区杀入到今天的决赛，将会和 LPL 角逐亚洲最强。 在我身后，2大赛区8支队伍准备就绪。接下来，所有的玩家拿出你们热情的呐喊声，让我们欢迎战队登场。首先欢迎 LCK 4号种子战队，有请 SKT。 有请 LPL 4号种子战队，掌声欢迎安静。欢迎 LCK 3号种子战队，有请 KK。 欢迎 LPL 3号种子战队，有请 RW。 有请 Africa。有请 LPL 2号种子战队，欢迎ETG。欢迎 LCK 1号种子战队，有请 King 总。接下来，让我们有请 LPL 1号种子战队，欢迎 RNG。赛区集结完毕，将要在这里决出这次的洲际赛的冠军。究竟谁是亚洲最强？让我们拭目以待。同样可以看到冠军讲台已经在舞台中心了。接下来，让我们有请上一届洲际赛冠军赛区 LPL 代表归还奖杯，欢迎 Clear。现场的玩家们再次用呐喊声给两大赛区加油好吗？终极一战当仁不让，2018英雄联盟洲际赛亚洲对抗赛现在开始。
我们已经到最后的决战了 ，LPL 不能有一丝的松懈。
LPL을 이길 수 있는 기회는 지금 단 한 번뿐이다. 지금 난 이 기회를 잡고 싶다.
这波有点，哎呦，还是被换了，全被秀了。King 那边又回起来，我的天，这个秒秒太绝望。
저희가 이제 2, 3위전 준결승전을 하고 이렇게 결승전을 왔는데 꼭 저희 한국팀의 실력을 보여드리겠습니다.
希望把这次洲际赛的冠军留在 LPL.
LCK 목표는 정원이 1등이다.
LPL 已经以小组第一的成绩进入了决赛，那我们一定会赢。上一年 LPL 也是夺得冠军嘛，然后今年我们来洲际赛也是为了卫冕。
저희가 4위 팀이기 때문에 저희가 이기는 게 LCK 우승에 있어서 큰 도움이 되기 때문에 저희가 꼭 어느 팀을 만나도 이기도록 하겠습니다.
In the Far East, 3 champions wander across the rift. One's a spirit who had it all, separated from his roots to find new paths. One's a falcon that soars above the sky, seeking vengeance to rule the world again. Then there is the hunter, a fearless man, gods and monsters being his prey. The champions are ready. We shall bring on the heat.
The appetizers are all out of the way. It's time now for the main course. Rift Rivals 2018 has come down to its final day. Welcome back, everyone. The battle for the best in the world is about to commence here in the Dalian Sports Center Arena on the stage behind us. My name is Dom. I'm going to be your host for today. Joining me here on the desk, we've got Barenta Raz Mohammed and Clement Chu. Gentlemen, this crowd is roaring.
Yep, I mean, whenever you have the LPL teams in front of an LPL audience, it's just incredible to see. I mean, RNG specifically, they come out, crowds go wild.
Yeah, but the decibels were also very high for KT right there because they were cheering for their homeboys, Def and Mara, which also played in the LPL. A lot of familiar faces for people to root for.
Of course, they have now swapped to the other side, so we could very well see that rivalry a little bit later today. But first, let's talk about what happened over the past few days in Rift Rivals. On Thursday, we started off the event with 2 days of a seeded best-of-1 round robin, wherein the LPL placed first, the LCK placed second, and the LMS placed third. LMS then played against the LCK in our first blind relay and was summarily eliminated. Of course, that means now that the LCK has advanced to today's grand finals against the reigning Rift Rivals champions of the LPL.
On a massive high as well. If anybody watched yesterday's games, they were demoralizing for the LMS and a sight to see if you're the LPL coming into this one because now you have a lot of tape. Incredible tape to see how LCK is going into this one.
It was pretty much a highlight reel for the Korean players, but I don't think the LPL actually got much out of it. Complete blindside picks and almost just comfort wins.
So let's now talk about the structure of today's matches. Again, it is a best-of-5 blind relay, which has only 2 simple rules. Every team must play once before you can get a repeat, so no repeats until Game 5. Second rule, of course, being that both regions will pick their pick their team to play at the end of the previous game. That is done blind. Now, the LPL with first seed, they get side selection in today's games 1, 3, and 5. That puts LCK on 2 and 4.
Yep, and so that means side selection for the LCK. Maybe you want to stash it going in there. That's where the strategy is involved. That being said, you don't want to put your best team to the very end. We saw what happened for the LMS. Mad not seeing a single damn game of play because of how quick it was handled.
And to talk about side selection, every team so far has actually picked up the red side. The counter pick and the laning phase seems to be the most important thing so far.
And of course, to help illustrate that point, though, once again, we had our expert analysts do a mock draft. So, gentlemen, why don't you walk us through how you decided to set this up? Of course, we knew what the first game was coming into this, but the rest of the teams were unknown. Raz, you took the LCK. Clement, you took the LMS.
Yeah, immediately, of course, you got to understand who the best team, worst team, and the team that has the interesting strategy. For me, best team for KT makes a lot of sense to put them in first, and that's how I ranked it for myself.
Yeah, your LCK rank definitely looks like a power ranking by the sequence right there. For the LPL, I just wanted to preserve forward momentum. I never want to fall behind, so that's why I've had my strong team without side selection and RNG coming in second.
And of course, you don't want to get 0-3'd. I see that's why both of you have placed your quote-unquote #1 teams within those first 3 games so they do compete. On the flip side, though, I want to talk about these burner teams. Which team are you trying to discard or hide against a higher tier team?
Interestingly enough, my burner team would be SKT being the worst team, but I felt like immediately going into it, I had the strongest teams going into this one, KT and Afrika, so I had no reason to utilize the burner team. They're coming in at the very end.
Same for me. Even though Rogue Warriors is my worst team out of the 4, I did not use them as a burner. I think this matchup is all going to be about the early matches because we have all the strong teams up front.
So that's what I want to ask then. You just saw the matches on your screen. Where do you find your first 3 wins? Or do you try to go for the quick 3-0? Or are we going to get a 5-game series, gentlemen?
I'm trying to take this one quick. Essentially, KT, I feel, has been dominating, hasn't lost a single game throughout the groups, and of course, yesterday's games. So putting them in immediately, having the Africa Freaks come in second makes a lot of sense because they have side selection and they are the most creative team coming into this one. So immediately my strategy, take it in game 3. If it goes to game 4, then pray that you don't get to the game 5.
Reasonably, I think I'm going to get my wins off of game 1, 2, and then 5. Invictus Gaming versus KT, I think it's a fairly good matchup. I'm burning my 3rd most strongest team against your top team, and I have side selection in, so that makes it a 50-50. I'm really happy with that. RNG at this point, MSI champions, I feel like they should have the swagger to say we can beat any team aside from KT.
And of course, to help contrast this with what the teams are actually going to be doing live, we had all of our analysts pick this draft before, without the results of the previous games taken into account, whereas today, the teams will be able to adapt and pivot on the fly. If you had the ability to do that, does that change your draft, Brez?
A lot. I think immediately a lot of people wonder about RNG as the strongest team. With this in mind, with this draft, because you have to do it before all of the games happen, that you don't get to, ultimately you have to hope that you don't lose repeatedly. But you can theoretically in the draft that they've been utilizing, hold RNG until you realize you're going into a 0-2, and then you can just throw your strongest team out there. That being said, I think there is merit to momentum. Having the early wins matter for the teams that are coming into this one. So if you're a Rogue Warriors, for example, you want to be coming in with the previous team taking a victory because they're an emotional team and they can ride that high.
We're both LPL experts here, and I do agree with you. The reason I'm putting RNG second is if IG don't make it, I don't want to be staring at a 0-2. I don't think Rogue Warriors or EDG are going to carry me after that big of a loss. So they have to come in if IG loses. But if they win, I'm pretty happy to hold them on for later and then have them have side selection.
So that's something I want to follow up with you for, Clement. As the LPL representative, is there a specific team that you're trying to hunt for to give you that favorable matchup so that maybe it doesn't have to go to 5?
All right, now this will... I think Africa is the one that I'm looking for. Their playstyle is actually the most countered by the LPL teams, where they don't put as much emphasis into the bot side.
All right, well, of course, that was our mock draft that we had with our analysts to help explain the structure. Before we get into our first game, though, let's hear Jackie Love's thoughts on the LCK playing against the LPL.
第一天我们打的时候，其实就是每个人的话，感觉就是状态还不错吧，然后也没什么太大的压力。然后因为第二天我们打 SKT， 然后前期还是有点劣势。 所以就在场上打的时候，还是会有点紧张什么的，因为就是打的就也是第一次打他们嘛，然后翻盘的话还是比较开心。我觉得 LCK 这个赛区的话，他们是运营比较厉害的，然后我们 LPL 赛区的话，就是前期有优势的话，打小规模团战会比较厉害。觉得我们碰到他们的话，就是尽量不给他们就是能长时间运营的机会的话，我们就是打他们还是会赢的。
Ooh, looks like Jackie Love is excited to get into this, but I actually want to turn our attention to the top lane, gentlemen. We've got the Shy making his way back, his second game since he left in spring, taking on the wonderful Smeb, who is known for such amazing flanks as this.
And this is the thing, because immediately we've been discussing side selection, because in this play, he got his hands on the counter pick Kennen. He was able to blow up the backline in team fights, have strong laning phase, and you look towards the Shy who's coming in, and he had himself the counter pick as well. Now, this is where it's incredibly important because the Shy, Smeb, incredibly strong top laners, and this is the impact that they can have when they get the picks that they want.
Yeah, the Shy is definitely going to have his way in lane, but I think for Smeb, it's about how he can perform in team fights. We just saw right there the Kennen going into the back. Those are those big champion picks that we have to watch out for. These are 2 of the 3 best Jace players in the world right here. The other one, of course, Khan still sitting by.
Yeah, so you're telling me we're going to get some excitement in that top lane. Have we got any predictions for how this is going to go?
In predictions for the game, I'm going to have to go with KT. Even though the Shy is coming in and he's incredibly strong as a laner, you saw the stats he was able to roll out with Aatrox, he won't get a hand on that pick. And even if they play to their old style, where they were the dominant team of the LPL, KT has been so methodical, incredibly smart, and they can pick you apart on the map later
I have to go with Invictus Gaming. You're talking about laning kingdom right here, and they do have the counter picks for both the top lane and the mid lane right here. Rookie is the best laning player the LPL has ever seen, and he's going up against UCal, which I don't think has faced good competition.
Look, we saw what the laning phase looked like for KT yesterday. That's what's making me afraid.
That's Uji though.
Understandable, but that was across the map KT dominance. So going up against Invictus Gaming, it won't look like that, but it's going to be matched, and that's what I'm afraid of. If it's matched, then we talk about the later stages of the game, and KT have that handled.
I actually do agree with you right there. Team fighting has never been Invictus Gaming's strong part, and this man could decide the game, score in the early game. If he can get those lanes that have been countered rolling into the late game, I actually do think KT have a very good chance, but Ning should be able to counter that.
Do you think that they will be able to take the early game then? Because if you're thinking that IG wins.
All right. If Score gets his early game.
John, we've got our rosters on screen. KT Roaster, the roller coaster, Smeb, Score, UCal, Deft, and Mata starting things off for the LCK. Their opponents from the LPL, it's the Shy, Ning, Rookie, Jackie Love, and Baolan.
There we go. And for me, Rookie coming into this one, we already have a lot of discussions on those laning phase statistics. Going up against UCal has been flying high. So between both of those guys, that's going to be the most important laning phase to watch, how that one rolls. And if Score can really impact that.
Every single matchup looks to be one that is absolutely ripe with attention, ready to just crack out into an all-out fight. Of course, we'll have to see whether or not that's going to be the case, or if we could just get some nice standard slow play. You know, this is a friendly game with no implications.
So you're saying KT is going to do well today, basically. But I'm really worried about Invictus Gaming's bot lane, because this will be their international debut. Baolan and Jackie Love have never played in a big stage, and they haven't really shown the ability to weather the pressure in terms of the playoffs, in terms of high matches. So that's one thing that I'm going to be paying very close attention to, because on the other end, you have Deft and Mata.
Deft has been so damn strong this time around. And you were right about Jackie Love. When he's found himself behind the spotlight, he's been crumbling. So this is his one opportunity to be able to hit it home.
We'll see if that's going to be it. Though that being said, it's now time for us to get into the battle for the best region in the world. As we go, though, Smeb will share his thoughts on playing against his old friend, the Shy.
일단 IG가 좀 싸움을 좀 잘하는 것 같더라고요. 그래서 아무래도 제 생각에 핵심 라인은 미드일 것 같고요. 그래서 루키 선수랑 유칼 선수가 얼마나 잘 싸우냐에 따라 좀 달라질 것 같고, 더샤이 선수 같은 경우에는 굉장히 오랜만이에요. 서로 친분이 있는데 같이 이제 게임 한 거는 이제 좀 오래됐거든요. 그래서 굉장히 재밌을 것 같아요.